The very next thing that happens that most people don't pay attention to is interpretation, guys. Interpretation, right? You have your own interpretation for what just happened. And one of the things you can do for yourself when it comes to this conversation is learn that you actually have the power to add meanings to the events of life. Interpretation. You have that power, but many of you will leave that power in the hands of fate, F-A-T-E, or luck, or it is what it is, right? Many of you will leave that in the hands of it is what it is. It is, and that's where a lot of problems comes in, right? But what happens after interpretation? Let's go for that real quick, guys. What happens after interpretation, right? You interpret what happens, and what's the next thing that happened? What we're covering right now is we're talking about why your partner doesn't feel safe, or why you don't feel safe with your partner, your husband, your wife. Now, after this, I'm also excuse me. I'm also, hold on, guys. After this, I'm also going to dive into what we call the emotional safety loop. So make sure you see that, because ultimately we're going for safety. Hello, babes. I already said hello. You didn't hear me. Yeah. After this, we're going to go for the emotional safety loop. It's very important that you see that part. But what happens after interpretation? What happens after interpretation is something that all of us, we don't have a choice. The men will swear up and down. They don't do this, but it's the reality. It's called emotions. Okay? Emotion will get provoked by your interpretation, right? The emotion kicks in. The emotion is always a part of the equation. Okay, so if your emotions tells you that if it comes anything close to threatening, what happens after the emotion? What would you naturally do if what just happened has been interpreted by you and your emotion as threatening, as a threat, right? So I'm going to put threat right next to this here somewhere, right? Somewhere here, there's a threat. It doesn't have to be a physical threat, guys. It's almost never a physical threat. Let's put this here like this, right? It's usually some kind of emotional threat, but your emotions have helped you interpret this as some kind of threat, right? So what happens after that? What happens after what is the next thing you do? Sometimes you do this from a physical standpoint, sometimes it's psychological, sometimes it's also still at an emotional level. What do you do after that? The next thing you do, as you should, right? As per normal, it's called protection. You protect yourself. This is why you don't feel safe around your husband or your wife. You're protecting yourself. It doesn't really make obvious sense, right? You know why it doesn't make any obvious sense? Because this is somebody that you still have sex with sometimes. This is somebody you're supposed to be romantically involved with. So it's not really making sense that you will feel the need to protect yourself from this person. Nonetheless, that's what tends to happen, guys. That's what tends to happen. But there's more because we didn't get there yet, right? We don't want to jump into conclusions. Where we're heading is less safety. Now, this next step in that chain of reactions is something we've spoken about in this series. If you are coming here by now, you should have mastered this, but it's okay. That's why I'm here. What happens next, guys? What happens next? Anybody knows what happened next? Anybody want to give it a shot? You have an event, a trigger. It leads to interpretation. Your interpretation interprets it as an emotional threat, right? Because your emotions are now involved, right? And that leads to you feeling the need to protect yourself. What happens after you protect yourself? Well, it's not something you do, but it just naturally is like the natural next best step, right? It's called distance. We've spoken about this, guys. It's called distance. But we will continue to talk about it because the idea of this is mastery. I want you to see these things happening before they actually happen so you can know how to actually protect not just you but protect your relationship, as long as it's a relationship worth fighting for, right? What happens is distance. Okay, because you're protecting yourself from the very person that you're supposed to love. Okay, and then after that, that's when you can now say, okay, that distance, at that point you can know that you are at a place of less safety or almost no safety, or a sense of you don't feel safe. This is when people say they don't feel safe. These are the steps, these are the things, these are the chain of reactions that happen behind the scenes before you conclude that you feel less safe. Okay? Less safe in that marriage, in that relationship, in that romantic relationship. Now you feel safe. So that's like that's a problem, because you're supposed to feel safe in that relationship, right? Yeah, makes sense. All right, good. So now let's move on. I wanted to spend some time to talk about the emotional safety loop that you're actually looking to achieve. Okay, the emotional safety loop. This is what you're looking to achieve, either as the recipient or as the giver of safety. Again, from a sexual polarity standpoint, the man gives safety. From a social construct standpoint, in generally speaking, safety has to come from both sides. The woman needs safety from a standpoint of protection, and when I say protection, that is also still very much still we're talking about physical protection. Like, the man cannot represent a form of threat either physically or emotionally to the woman, but to the man is really a lot of it is psychological at multiple layers, but more so ego. Okay, so he needs to feel safe. But for a woman, this is what is about, right? For a man, his ego has to be protected. He needs to feel that he's the champion in his own home. I hope that makes sense, right? He really needs to, because social constructs around masculinity dictates that men must be strong, must be the provider. He has to be invulnerable, not the other way around, ladies. I'm sorry, but again, there's layers to it, right? There's a place he needs to feel safe to before he can become vulnerable, right? So because of that, safety almost entirely for a man is about psychology and ego based, right? A safe relationship for him is a sanctuary from the battlefield, because he has to deal with the battlefield outside. Again, in this time and age, yes, proverbially speaking, but still very much real, right? Because it's instinctive, right? And if he doesn't feel like he's performing, providing, if he doesn't feel like he's being the alpha of his environment, that is literally his safety being threatened, right? And sometimes they call that emasculation. Sometimes the way he would express that is disrespect. And yeah, so he doesn't want to feel like he's the weakest in his environment. And what can you do to help with that? Just know it. Self-awareness, just awareness. Just a good old awareness is all it takes, because if you see that happening, then you know exactly what you need to do. You just, even if it's as simple as backing off a little bit,